when it comes down to kids, I'm like, when I was growing up, I didn't even know what gay people were. I mean, like when I was like 13, 14, I didn't know I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know any of it. Now you have porn everywhere, and I think pornography is like a quick fix for a lot of men, so they don't actually go out there and try to have a relationship with a woman, and I think that fucks up society.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
You know, it's no coincidence there's only two things free in the world: porn and vaccines. I mean, it is what it is, and one's gonna kill you a lot slower than the other. But at the end of the day, pornography needs to get banned. OnlyFans needs to get banned. All this stuff, there's something really wrong when some broad can take off her clothes with naked pictures and make millions upon millions a month. Yet people who built this, people who built the roads, are earning minimum wage and can't like even afford child support. There's something fundamentally wrong with the country when something goes like that. And it all starts with the root cause. Family, family, family. You need someone to raise the kids. So I don't think much of men nowadays. I really don't. I'm being dead serious. I mean, I never thought much of women as a whole, with few exceptions. But when it comes to, I'm being real. You know how I am.
Yeah.
Well, I'm being real. Okay, I like being around intelligent women. So again, that's slim pickings, slim fucking pickings. But guess what? And to be honest, these guys ain't very intelligent either. Cause you guys are mostly playing stupid games all day. You guys are not actually doing anything to better yourself in life. Let me tell you something. You don't know what the fuck true love is until you have a kid. Am I wrong?
No, definitely.
Okay, this is my wife of 20 years. You do not know what true love is until you have a kid. Okay? I'm being dead serious. My wife is telling you the same thing here.
I agree.
Okay? And by the way, men, when you look for women, the number one quality you look for in a woman, can you guess? Go ahead and guess.
Intelligence.
No. Man's supposed to be an intelligent one. If a woman's intelligent, it helps.
So I was gonna ask you about that, but I've seen something that says that the children inherit their mom's intelligence. What do you think about that?
I think they inherit a lot from the mother. I'm not sure if that's the main thing they inherit. But it's possible. I mean, sometimes I think it skips a generation. Sometimes it goes from the grandmother.
On like which I've seen this, I haven't studied it, but it's in a DNA. From a DNA standpoint, that's what they say. That the maternal intelligence is.
When I look at people, I look at basically three factors: numerology, astrology, their environment, and genetics.
So what's the number one thing for women that you should look for?
A good mother. Number two, loyalty. Because you want to make sure even if anything ever bad happens, she's going to take care of the kids.
And how can you tell she's going to be a good mom?
Numerology and astrology. It always goes back to that. It always does. I knew she'd be an excellent mother, and that's exactly what she is.
Based off of the numbers?
Of course.
So what about women who have, let's just say, less favorable numbers for motherhood?
Yeah, I'd pass. I'd pass. Now, my main priority is family.
Right.
My main priority is kids. If your main priority is something different, then that's something you look for. That's the beauty of life. Everyone's looking for something else. But if you want to have a stable society, more people need to inherit, I want to have a family. Because if you want to have a family, then you don't have to worry about all those guys running around and having trophy this, look what I'm doing here, look what I'm doing here. And let's not forget, most of the people who are buying programs like that, like I'm gonna be a pimp, I'm gonna be a player, they're pretty much that same category of men we're talking about, simps. They're spending money on women who they're gonna get nothing from. They have zero chance. Zero. Absolutely none. You would do a lot better reading about finance, getting some money, so then you might be able to at least attract a woman from that angle. Personally, I always knew I was going to be rich. I mean, I told you that from day one. But
How
so
did
does
you know
everyone.
that?
Numerology and astrology always goes back to that with me. But then again, you know, I got one of those attitudes where I'm just going to make it happen.
Right.
You know, they canceled me so many times, and now I'm more popular than ever. So, you know, saying a big fuck you to big tech, you know, that makes me happy. Hell yeah. Remember, you saw how mad I got when they used to suspend me over and over and over. Oh baby, they took another account. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, it's not just like other people when you lose an account. I'm actually losing money by losing those accounts. And we're not talking about 10 or 100 or 1,000. We're talking about real money. So again, some people would back off and they wouldn't do what I did. And I would probably encourage most people, if you're in my position, to back off, especially if you have family and kids. Me, I'm a little different because I already know what my future is. It's kind of like set in stone. So I will push and I will keep pushing because someone has to. At the end of the day, everyone has a different role to play. You know, some of you out there listening right now, you're not meant to be great. You're going to have to accept that. But guess what? Some of you out there are going to have kids and they're going to be fucking great. And your fucking role in life is to make sure you raise them properly. You know, my dad, he did Mission Impossible. My dad literally did Mission Impossible. In 1972 or something like that, he immigrated from the Soviet Union to America. You talk about stuff like that didn't happen. It like never happened, stuff like that. And then my mom came over here and then I was born here. And because I was born in this great capitalistic nation, son of a poor immigrant was able to actually do something in life. But you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I was privileged. And not because of this, never because of that white skin. I was privileged because I had a mom and a dad. And because I had a mom and a dad, that set me on the foundation, no matter how poor I was, to actually accomplish things. And that is how important it is for men out there to actually go out there and provide enough for their women to basically pursue what they want in life.
Can I ask you something about
Yes.
marriage?
Yes.
So there's been a lot of, in my life, a lot of arguments against commitment from the male saying, well, the divorce rate is 50%, why wouldn't I be part of that stat? A lot of males are talking about, they're basically accepting the fact that it's going to fail, so they're not going to do it. And you guys are obviously an exception. So what's the counter argument against that?
Do your job and there won't be any issues.
Right.
You know, I think that if a woman has to go to work and has to provide, it hardens her up.
Absolutely.
It makes her more masculine.
Yeah.
So you take her out of that environment, you pop a couple kids, and you're not going to have those issues. And, you know, I'm just telling you what it is. If a man actually does what he's supposed to, a woman's not going to become all masculine, because a lot of these women who are divorcing, they're working full time. Men ain't providing enough. So hell yeah, they're getting pissed off. Now I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying anyone should leave. I mean, but here's the thing. She married me when I was broke, but she knew I had potential. It worked out. It worked out. I mean, you took a good gamble, girl. Okay, it was a good gamble. It was definitely a gamble. Like, who the hell is going to believe someone's going to be a numerologist? Like, I mean, seriously. Do you remember how crazy people thought I was? They sit there and say, "You're crazy. You're never going to do this. Stop smoking crack." That's what they would tell me all the time. And I'll be like, "Listen, man, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I'm going to get it done." And that's how the attitude men have to have. I don't give a fuck what you do. And by the way, I understand some people like it when you're humble. I can be humble. I can try. Look at my wife laughing at me. This is definitely going to be a clip. I'm talking about being humble and my wife's laughing at me. This is that's perfect. Thank you, baby. I got you out here for a reason. But most people don't like humble when it comes down to their men. They want their men to be confident. They want their men to basically know what they want. I'm going to tell you how I do it in my marriage. She decides 65% of the stuff.
Really?
Yeah, 65% of the stuff she decides.
About the kids?
Yeah, but what where the kids are gonna go, what they're gonna wear, stuff like that. Pick the house, every stuff like that. What kind of car they want. When it comes down to big decisions, we're moving down to Florida. I decided she's been telling me she wants to come down here for years. It wasn't until I decided it was time to go that we go.
Right.
And by the way, when I said it was time to go, how long did I give you? A week? 2 weeks?
About
2 weeks. So imagine we're living somewhere and I'm just telling you, yo, 2 weeks and we're moving. And by the way, it's been a very successful decision.
Yeah.
Okay?
Seems like it.
And by the way, there's a lot of work to do in that decision. You remember going to Vegas?
Yeah.
You remember me having that thing with all the influencers? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of work that came into this. Nothing just happens overnight. And by the way, I'm blackballed in a lot of these other places, so I have to do it myself. But that's the beauty of it. If you believe in yourself, and you're actually intelligent, because a lot of people can believe in themselves and they're still dumbasses, they're not going to be able to do anything. But if you believe in yourself and you have some intelligence, you can get it done. Agreed?
Agree. You know what's interesting is that you have such a successful marriage, and you say that she makes about 65% of the decisions, when most of the, I'm going to refer to Twitter again, most of the guys on Twitter think that the woman needs to submit totally to the man.
No.
Oh, like, I'm going to make all the decisions.
Why would I want to make all the decisions?
Yeah, let him know.
What?
So much work.
She's going to the grocery store. She's deciding what we're getting. What am I telling her what to do? What do you think? I decide what kind of sheets we have? I mean, seriously. She's making the decisions. I'm buying it, obviously, but she's making the decisions.
Right.
Okay? But when it comes to big stuff, the man decides. And as long as you have that stipulation, you're not going to have a problem. Let the woman decide on most of the stuff. What do you even need those headaches for? For what reason?
Oh, that's refreshing to hear.
I don't need those headaches. Men, sometimes it's 55, 60, whatever, somewhere in that range. She's making most of the decisions. Okay? There has to be divided roles. And by the way, the woman's going to influence the kids at a younger age much more than the man is. It's as when the man gets older, then he gets a hold of the kids, and then he's supposed to do his thing. At the very beginning, the woman's supposed to nurture for the kids. And by the way, who do you think's going to do a better job raising your kids? A daycare center? Minimum wage workers at a daycare center, they're going to take care of your kids?
That's a terrifying thought.
No. The same workers who've been the same workers who might your people? No. The The bottom line, Peyton, men have to make enough money to take care of their woman. If they take care of their woman, then she's most likely not going to cheat on them. She's most likely going to be more feminine because she doesn't have to work. But if she's going to be out there in that grind, that's masculine stuff, right?